is up, Evil Dead fans? It's just a real quick tutorial video. If you are looking to do the very first hero chainsaw from Ash vs. Evil Dead, it will cover how to find the proper length of your top if you've never made one before, the steps that need to be done to find that length. Now, I could just tell you what I do, but I don't know if you're going to screw up on a cut or if you got to cut things down. I don't know. So it's very simple, very quick. And also it covers what other steps you have to do prior to find the length. And everything else that I go through I've covered on past videos, but if you guys have questions on any of the other stuff I don't cover in this video, I've covered in past videos, you want me to do it again, I can do that again. But yeah, this is just for if you've never done one, you don't have a template, and you want that long length. And remember, when you're doing Ash vs. Evil Dead, not all of them were long like that. Some of them were just shorter. They were. And to be honest, I prefer the shorter ones. To me, that's just kind of the standard Ash vs. Evil Dead chainsaw, because that's what you mostly see. Am I in love with this chainsaw yet? Not yet. I'm not sold on it yet. But it's looking good. It's very much different. I'm not going to cover the details of what I've done so far on it on this video. I'm going to get a little farther down the line with it. There is some things that I got to make for it that I really don't want to do because I don't like the look of it. But we're going chainsaw specific with this one. But this is a good way to find your template. I'm not going to cover the length of your template. I'm not going to cover the hump. I've covered that in the past for your template, on how to measure that out and how to find that and make one yourself. I've covered that. Go through the past videos and find that. If you need me to cover it again, I can do it again. You gotta let me know. And yeah, so let's get this going real quick. All right, so I'm gonna go over how to get the length template. How you can make the length template if you're doing the very first hero Ash vs. Evil Dead chainsaw. If you've never made one before, this is an easy way to do it because when you're doing it from scratch, you don't have a template or anything, you kind of have to do things step by step so everything fits in properly. First thing you need to do is you need to cut your body. You need to cut it, sand it, round it, whatever you need to do. You notice that this one is severely rounded here because that one was severely rounded. Some of them are a little more squarish with a little bit of a rounded edge. You need to cut this correctly. Now, when you have your homite, where the edge right here bends down, you cut basically right behind it and then round it, shape it however you need to do it. You don't want to overcut it, trust me. It will mess up all your measurements. The next thing you need to have close to finished is your block. And if you guys want me to go over measurements of this again, I can do that in another video. Need to know your placement of where exactly that needs to sit. Some of them sit right against the front. Some of them are just a little farther back. You need to have that done. You don't want to screw it in yet because you're going to modify this a little bit more later down the line towards the end to make sure the wrist cuff fits in with it. So when you have that done, so you know the length past here where your block hangs out, just get a piece of white tape and put it to the length that your block hangs out. Next thing you gotta have is your wrist clamp. This doesn't have to be finished or anything like that. Sorry about the glare, but this is one of those wrist clamps that were used for Ash vs. Evil Dead. So then you need to install this or sit it in here against the tape like so. Because you've got to remember, it's going to be somewhat angled. It has to go with the contour of the block, so it's going to be somewhat angled. So once you have that against the tape with your other hand, you measure from front to back or back to front from where this edge is here. And that's how you find your measurement. I got this glare. Don't mind my finger, but it's bugging me. Come on, get over. That's better. Okay. So that's how you come up with your length measurement. Now, when it comes to the hump and stuff like that, I do have past videos on how to make a template for the hump, But this is a good way if this is your first time doing it, an easy step-by-step on how to find your template length. Remember, always remember, when you make your template, you need to do right around about 1/4 of an inch cut back for the top, because if you do it straight down, it's going to look like it's coming down into the chainsaw at an angle this way. It's very deceiving to the eye when you're doing your template, but you need to remember to do that, because just a little bit of this wrist clamp needs to be showing at the top. Now remember, I talked about this Hero chainsaw before. It does have an open back. It was the only one that had an open back. All the rest were closed, at least that I've ever seen. I never even saw this one until last few months. But if you want to go with that style, you can. Also, if you want to go with the shorter top, refer back to the video when I talked about my template. And I'll go over the details of this one that I've gone over so far later when I have more done. And it is much different from just the normal Ash vs. Evil Dead chainsaw because of the length of the top, open back, various different things. But really, that's how you do that step by step, so you can know how to lengthen, get the proper length for your top. And one of the next videos I'm going to do will cover some questions people have asked, and I haven't covered them yet. Certain parts, where do I get them? How big is this? The future of the 3 for free giveaway, and also just various other things. And am I really quitting making chainsaws? So guys, until next time, you stay groovy.